consistent.
Welcome to The Basement. Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to The Basement of Nolo.
That was a false start. I felt forced.
He was in the middle of a sentence when he did that.
I feel like I was violated. You forced disappointment. I couldn't finish that.
I forced the show upon you. Now people are here. Now the audience is here. You were talking and all of a sudden they just popped up and it's like, oh, sorry, now they're all here.
We could definitely cut that out and start over.
No, we shouldn't though.
You clapped? I don't even remember you clapping.
Yeah, I clapped. That's how I stopped your sentence.
That's one way of saying shut up.
So what's up, bro? Where you been? Haven't seen you in a few weeks.
Damn, bro. You haven't seen me in a few weeks?
I'm lying. We were here last week.
We were here on Friday, and
did we record Friday? That was Friday.
No, that was Thursday.
Thursday, yeah, we posted on Friday, right?
Yeah, we posted it on Friday. And we're getting back into the groove of things, bro. What is going on with you? I'm just going to see these levels real quick.
Just don't kick anything. Everything is held together with chewing gum and tape.
And rubber bands. I got actual rubber bands down there, bro. Holding for dear life. So
what's going on with your country, man?
No, son. Wait, you're talking about the U.S.?
I was reading something that Puerto Rico is trying. This is not going to work. I'm sorry. Listen, Puerto Rico, this is not going to work. But they want to expand their airport to make it bigger, so that way they can take international flights. Like, you don't need to go to the U.S. first. You come straight from wherever you come from. There, from Africa, from Russia, whatever. Don't care. Straight to Puerto Rico, one shot. Because they're
trying to expand the tourist market, the only market that they really.
But it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry to tell you this. It's not a good idea. It's not gonna work. There's no. I mean, unless they. I don't even know how they would do that. Unless they do what Donald Trump says. But and I'll talk about that in a minute. There's way too many hurricanes.
Right. Because
the hurricane was shut down the airport for at least a day. Right. At least one day. Imagine shutting down JFK for a day.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
So shut it down during hurricane season.
The airport? You know how much money that would waste? Having to redirect flights 2 hours away to America or whatever?
Hey, that's what they're doing now anyways.
In Puerto Rico? Yeah, but that's why they're not an international airport.
That's what I'm saying. So during the off hurricane season, you got more customers coming over.
Yeah, but the hurricane season is cheaper flights. You want to risk your life?
I could imagine.
We'll give you a discount if you.
I can only imagine. Wonder why would it be cheaper?
So Donald Trump said, "Ready for this?"
Oh man!
New segment. Donald Trump said.
I don't think you could ever be ready for what Donald Trump says.
This is a new segment called Donald Trump Says, and we're gonna play the theme music. Okay, theme music.
You better send that to me now. You just gave yourself work, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Donald Trump said to stop hurricanes, we need to shoot nuclear missiles at them. Let's dwell on that for a second. Now, you know what's funny? As a kid, I was like, yo, that's a dope idea, yo. You just disperse it. Just push everything out the way. Oh, hurricane's over. Will it work? I don't know if a nuclear bomb is big enough for that. Hurricanes are huge, bro. People don't understand.
I could hear in the background all those people that are like, the environment, just in utter.
It'll be a radioactive hurricane then.
Yeah.
It'll just be like, boom, and then the hurricane will just absorb it and just keep spinning, and now it's green.
Let's see how the Puerto Ricans handle this.
Freaking Donald Trump.
Let's see if the bounty towers will help this one. I'm going to say that. No, that wasn't glass. It was a quarter.
Damn, there's a... Oh, God.
Damn, I didn't get water.
Boo. So, you saw that Donald Trump went to the G7 summit thing?
I was looking at that. There was a photo of his wife holding her. He's holding her hand like hard. It looks like he's firm in his grip. And she's saying hi to someone. But the angle in which the photographer took it, made it look like she was flirting with the guy, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, they do a lot of things like that with photography. I lost.
They have to like sit by, I guess, frame. No, not frame by frame, but like photo by photo, because they're shooting like crazy, right?
Yeah. Think about it. With the phones nowadays, you can record and take pictures at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So they could definitely do that. We could do that with our freaking cheap phones. Imagine what they could do. Yeah, imagine what they could do.
But to sit there and actually go through the whole data, to me, sounds crazy.
They found it like, oh, we could get him on this one. This will hurt his feelings. So they put it out there.
You know what's crazy? I mean, look at your levels when you talk and look at mine. It's like you're screaming.
That's because people like to hear me, so I gotta make it louder. So there's a guy, I think Britain elected him. He looks like Donald Trump. He looks like a knockoff version of Donald Trump. And I wish I knew his name so you guys could look him up. The guy from Britain. Johnson? Is it Johnson? Something Johnson. I don't know. He looks like a knockoff version of Donald Trump. And it's so funny because there's a meme of them pointing at each other over the table.
Yeah.
And then under is the meme with the two Spider-Mans pointing at each other. The cartoon one. It looks so funny. All right.
That's hilarious.
All right, something else going on. Oh, did you hear about the freaking guy that got crushed by an elevator?
No.
Apparently, the door opened and he took a step out,
And
but the elevator wasn't there. He just fell in. But he was on the first floor. But the elevator was still coming down.
See, that answers a long time question I've been having. Is there space in between?
There is a space, but when he landed, he stood up, and the elevator came down. Like it was like one of those elevators that come fast and they stop straight, like, and it just hit him in the head. It said he has his head and his shoulders had severe neck trauma from the elevator, and then he just fell down, died. And then the other people that were waiting for the elevator.
People don't realize that this show is being recorded at 6 in the morning. So I have to remember that while trying to absorb this at 6 in the morning. You're horrible at news, bro. You got to lean into that. Now you have to give us a happy story.
All right, happy story. Let's see if I can find one here. Hold on.
While you do that, I'm going to go get water.
All right, Japan approved groundbreaking experiment to bring human-animal hybrids to term. So he's leaving, so I'm just going to tell you guys about it. So I don't know if you guys know what stem cells are. Stem cells are basically cells that don't have any programming in them. They're just like blank, which is unusual because our cells all have programming in it. So if you have a cell that's on your skin, it's a skin cell, and it has a specific job and a specific function. You got heart cells, brain cells, liver cells, all that cells. Stem cell doesn't have something assigned to it. So you can force it or you can program it to do something else. So they have stem cell treatment, which is, let's say I have a bad elbow that is degenerating. You take some stem cells and you inject it in it, and when the stem cells bump into the elbow, whatever cells that are falling apart, it'll help regenerate it, right? They catch the programming of it because they're looking for something to be programmed with, stem cells. So what they're doing is they're taking stem cells and they're using it to make human/animal hybrids. So that's not going to be a problem in the future, I think, right?
You know what that reminds me of? Off the back, that reminds me of an episode of Star Trek Enterprise, where Tucker, the chief engineer, it has a fatal injury, and the doctor says, we have this symbiote that we can use to get the cell we need to save Commander Tucker's life. The symbiont will only live to a certain time. When he activated the symbiont thing, a clone copy of him existed, but in about 3 weeks he became fully an adult. And when they thought that they could remove the needed cell to save the real Tucker, whatever, the guy, had to die. You remember that episode,
I
right?
think I remember vaguely. It's been a long time since I watched Enterprise.
That's when Tucker, gets to kiss her. That's when it gets to kiss T'Pol, and T'Pol realizes that
Is the clone?
she makes out with the clone. I think she has sex with the clone, but that's where she learns that the clone must have gotten these feelings from
Tucker.
the original Tucker.
That's crazy.
And
I don't remember this.
Yeah, it's a good episode actually.
Did you see it recently?
No, but as you were describing this idea of utilizing these, what did you call them? Stem cells.
Yeah.
Utilizing these stem cells to, wow. I mean, so first question: do we solve the whole meat food?
Yeah, because you get to make people out of meat out of people, right? So you make a person out of pig, and then you eat them. Because apparently people taste like pork anyway. That's what I heard.
So that's just you solve all this. What do you call that? Emissions and all this carbon emissions and.
So were you saying we could eat them?
And well, maybe instead of humans, can we do just animal?
What do you mean animal?
Like, can't you just do the same thing with animals in a petri dish that they just grow?
Yeah, I'm not even sure how that process works. I know that they do it now. They grow it in the dish. I just don't know how the process works. Yeah. I would like to learn, but I'm not going to research it now, obviously.
You don't think there's some country, China?
They're the shadiest of the characters?
I think so.
Russia's shady, but they don't have the money. China is shady. They have the money, and they have the smart people, too, to do it. So...
But you don't think that they've already tried, cloning humans, and there aren't cloning humans fully grown today?
That's what this guy said. It. I think it was a Chinese guy. He was like a rogue scientist, and the whole science community was like, "What are you doing?" Apparently he cloned a little girl, but the reason why he cloned her was because she had an immunity to AIDS. So he was trying to
get that
replicate
immunity.
that, yeah. But nobody knows it's true because he was like some rogue scientist that was like, now he's hiding or whatever.
Right.
So they're like, we don't even know if what he's saying is true. That he cloned a little girl or whatever. A little baby girl or whatever, something like that. So I don't know. But apparently, after reading this, it says that they've already done pig and sheep hybrids. But they leave it on the embryo stage and then they kill it.
They never let it come to term.
So now they're saying that Japan is going to actually let it grow.
Imagine it turns into some kind of zombie thing.
I'd be so happy. I'd be like, finally, we've made a zombie. Now we can really talk about zombie apocalypse. Before it was just like thoughts and hopes. Now we can really have an apocalypse. Finally. Imagine a goat person running around. Oh, God.
First of all, we always miss all the good things. Earthquakes, we miss everything.
Oh, another terrifying news. Elizabeth Warren draws a record crowd of 15,000 in Seattle. Out of all of the people running for president, Elizabeth Warren to me is the scariest. She's even scarier than Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, the reason why, because Bernie Sanders has an ideal that he holds to. Right? We've seen this before where the people, they question him. Like about the one time they asked him about taxes, like, are you saying that you're gonna raise taxes even on the middle class? Right? And you're not supposed to say yeah. You're supposed to be like, oh no, we're gonna cut it to the middle class. We're gonna help everybody. But he didn't care. He was like, no, we have to raise taxes for everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, right? So he has ideals that he's willing to fight against the grain for. Elizabeth Warren doesn't. She's trying to pander to everybody.
She literally, it was your boy Ben who did I think clips of her. Yes, on this side, and then later on, yes, on this.
Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah. Yes, on this side. No, we got to go this way.
Yeah.
And we got.
So that's why to me it's scary because if she, God forbid, becomes president, it's gonna be just chaos. You think Donald Trump is bad? At least Donald Trump has
this is
idea,
where I'm going.
Yeah, where he's going.
I'm going after China. No one else has ever gone after China. I'm going after China.
Exactly. Yeah. So Elizabeth Warren, okay, so I'll give you use the.
But
China
don't you
example.
think that's how most of the Democratic Party is right now?
A lot of them are, but she's extreme. You know what I'm saying? She's super extreme.
You
think
think
even Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is And I've said it to. I was talking to this other guy. He's a Democrat, whatever. And we were talking about Kamala Harris. It was during the first debate. And I was like, yo, she's a liar, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, she's not going to be good. And even he agreed. He's like, yeah, she's a liar. Like the whole thing with Joe Biden and the bus. Oh, you're sending busing and da-da-da. And Joe Biden was basically saying, like, I sided with them. Not because of the busing. I sided with them because we shouldn't allow government to force states to do stuff. That's why I was siding with them. And she was like, oh, so you supported it or whatever, you know? Later on in the future, like a day later, somebody explained to her the situation. And she's like, oh, yeah, government shouldn't force states to do stuff. And it's like, yeah, obviously. Imagine you live in a state, whatever, New York, LA, whatever, that are very liberal. But now Donald Trump was allowed to do stuff, to force your state to do stuff. People say no, right? In the same way, when they asked Joe Biden, would you force, whatever the segregation stuff? He was like, no, I can't force them in the states. They need to make their own laws.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so Elizabeth Warren to me, she's out of all of them, she's the scariest one. First of all, she faked that she was Native American and she's holding on to that. You know what I'm saying? So we got all these, like, she's talking out of one side of her mouth and then talking out the other. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's terrifying. She doesn't have anything, and she doesn't have any solid stances. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's say Trump with the China war. The Chinese American Legion, or whatever they call it, came after Trump and was like, look, you guys, you're attacking our race, our people. Right? Trump was like, I don't give a crap. I'm fighting China. Get out of my face. But if Elizabeth Warren was going to do the same thing, she's like, oh no, well, we can't oppress, minorities, so we're going to have to stop this China war. Because they're the minorities. You see what I'm saying? Like, it'll be like something like that, where it's just like...
You seen them with the protests?
In Portland?
No, in China, right?
Oh, China. It's in Hong Kong, yeah. So...
You seen these guys were taking down one of their facial...
Yeah. Because they don't want that.
Were you happy when they finally fell? Were you cheering too?
I was.
Me too.
I was like, good.
In my heart,
good.
I was.
Freedom, baby. And you saw that they're walking around with American flags, and there was just recently somebody did a graffiti of the frog, the Pepe frog, and people are like, "What are you doing?" And it's just like, yeah, they're fighting for freedom, guys. The Pepe frog is a joke. Like people think it's like some Nazi symbolism. It's a meme. It's a joke. People doing that to mess with you, but it also represents like free to be whatever you want. You want to be a Nazi, be a Nazi. I'm like,
whatever.
As long as you don't
just take your Nazism over there.
Yeah,
you could express it.
Yeah, be whatever you want. You want to be gay, whatever. I don't care.
So you were saying that perspective you think is Puerto Rican?
Yeah, just whatever. I just don't think we care. We were talking off air about this. That I don't know if it's the Puerto Rican culture or if it's a Spanish thing in general. But I don't think it's a Spanish thing in general because the Mexican culture is very much not like that. They don't like that sissy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gay, they almost don't want to. They like shun you. It's like a machismo culture, you know?
Oh, with like yeah.
So I don't know if it's like.
But don't you think they have that in every culture? Blacks, whites.
I think you have your little sects and stuff, like little people.
Sex.
Sex. SECT.
Don't try to smile. Yeah. Was that right?
Yeah, it was right. Yeah. So, but I think the Mexican culture is bigger with that. I think look, I mean, I don't really think about.
So out of all the Spanish kinds, for all the white people that don't know, there are many Spanish kinds. Out of all the Spanish kinds, they're the most homophobic.
Mexicans?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I would just say we are on the lower
spectrum
phobic. Of all the phobics, we're the lowest. Or one of the lowest. I don't know if there's one that's more thing than us. Because we don't really, I mean, think about it. Puerto Ricans, you got a haircut, what do you do?
We don't even care about Puerto Rico, apparently.
Yeah. So, Puerto Ricans, when you get a haircut, what do you do? You shape your eyebrows, you shave your legs, some of them shave their armpits. It's just like a thing. They don't really care. They're like very like...
Like Bad Bunny?
Like Bad Bunny.
My dude walks around and does his nails.
Yeah, there you go. And we don't really care. We're like, whatever, be whatever you want. Nobody cares. Just make sure I get my welfare check. I don't really care about... As long as my section gets paid, just whatever, do whatever you want. We like.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Okay.
Now back to what the hell are we talking about? There's a storm coming into Puerto Rico.
Good. They should go to the Amazon. Turn off that damn fire.
And then I see Trump's face after that, so I just keep thinking about those missiles.
Nuke 'em.
Get them. Veggie burgers. Veggie burgers. That's like a big thing now.
Veggie burgers?
Like plant-based burgers hitting the fast food market.
You know what's funny? I'm not a fan of veggie burgers. I like the bean burger though. It's really good.
Ew.
You don't like the black bean burger?
No, the Chipotle back. I don't like Chipotle.
Chipotle? Like Chipotle, the restaurant?
No, like the sauce.
Oh, I don't know. You don't like Chipotle?
Not Chipotle, the restaurant.
No, the sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, the sauce.
You don't like the sauce? Why?
I don't know.
Is it spicy?
It's too Mexican for me. Is it Mexican Chipotle?
Is it? I thought McDonald's owned it. McDonald's is Mexico. That's what the M stands for? Mexico? Don't let Trump hear this. Don't let Trump hear this, yo.
Even stupid people are like, these dumbasses.
Yo, so you saw that Amazon is on fire, right? 1/5 is burnt. We're all going to suffocate to death before the sheeps come and attack us. Before the human-sheep hybrids get us all.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That is pretty bad.
But nobody really cares. So
that's so true.
It's true.
You saw that on
you
Reddit?
tell people, they're like, oh no, and then they throw their garbage on the floor and they walk away.
You didn't see my facial reaction when you were saying it? I was like, oh, pretend to care. Pretend to care.
We're
That's messed up. That's messed up.
gonna die. No, we're not gonna die. Somebody else will die. The younger generation will be dead.
Listen.
We'll finish our lives off.
Yeah, we're good. We're already we're halfway there.
Yeah, we're halfway there. We're good. Let them screw them.
That's so messed up.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I'm still debating. Like, I'm probably not gonna have another kid.
It's already messed up, right?
It's too messed up.
Oh,
We're too close to the end.
Did you see the video? There's a video of a fake news show. It's not a real news show. It's like a fake news show. And they were interviewing this guy on climate change, and he was explaining climate change. Again, it's like a TV show, news. And the news character is like, all right, so what can we do to, give us an analogy of what can we do to fix it? He goes, imagine you're in your car, and you're in a garage, and your car's on, and the smoke is filling up the garage, and you fell asleep. That's what you could do. He's like, but, what if we wake up? He's like, no, you're sleeping, you're unconscious, and the car's filling up with smoke. He's like, but what can we do? He's like, you're sleeping. He's like, what if somebody came and helped us? He goes, there's nobody to help you.
That's it.
That's it. And then
Is that what we are right now?
But that's what the guy was saying. He's like, if the house was burning, you could call the fire department and help you.
Yeah.
But the house is already burnt down.
That's where we are.
Yeah. He's like trying to explain, like, there's no turning back. We're screwed ourselves over. Oh, gosh. So,
which guy?
Somebody's calling me.
I'm like, who's the guy? I want to know the guy. What's this whole thing with Sony and Marvel Spider-Man's Fallout? What do you know about that?
I don't know the latest news. Maybe there's something that they've went over. But apparently Marvel told Sony, we want a percentage of, like a higher percentage of your movie sales.
And they stormed out.
I don't know if they stormed out, but they left. Sony was like, no. I think Sony gets 100%. Marvel gets the toys. But Marvel helps them make the movies. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Marvel directs the movies, and Sony, basically all they got to do is sit back and relax and collect money. And then there was a rumor going around that Marvel wanted 50-50. But apparently it wasn't even that much. Marvel wanted 30. Give us 30-70. You take 70%, we take 30%. Again. And then they said we'll fund 30%. You fund 70% of the movie. We'll pay. Sony basically was like, no. But apparently there's also talks saying that not only does Sony want to keep Spider-Man in Marvel, but Sony wants to add Venom and Morbius and all these, Spider-Man villains to Marvel. They're like, basically, we want to give you more. Not only do we not want to take Marvel, we want to give you more. So there looks like it's a conflict of conversation here going on. Look, Disney just wants money at the end of the day. They're like, all right, just give us the money. I wish Disney would just buy Sony and just take Spider-Man away from them. Because I can't stand this freaking back and forth stuff. Trying to figure out the Hulk too. Just buy freaking the Hulk. The Hulk doesn't even belong to Marvel. The Hulk belongs to what's the name of that movie? It starts with an I. I can't remember. But the Hulk belongs somewhere else. That's why there's no Hulk movies. Oh, God.
Because they don't own it?
Yeah, Marvel doesn't own the rights to the Hulk movies. So when they add Hulk, it has to be in another movie. That's why Hulk was in Thor. They can't make a Hulk movie.
You can't do Hulk featuring Thor.
No, it has to be the whole Thor with Hulk in it.
Wow.
So they'll allow him to be in one of their movies, but you can't make a Hulk movie because another studio owns Hulk.
That's insane.
Because Marvel sold it off in the 90s because they were almost bankrupt. So it looks like we're in for a roller coaster ride for the next few days, trying to figure out what's going to happen. And the world obviously wants Spider-Man to stay in Marvel, but you know, what are you going to do?
There is so another thing that I'm looking at right now is that so marijuana is in 11 states. Over half of them are in the western part of the country. They're saying that Florida, New York, and New Jersey are the next 3 states to legalize. Florida being that it's like they have like the large, they produce like a lot of marijuana down there naturally because of the whole the environment.
And it's crazy because Colorado is all covered in snow, but they grow weed. They have to build facilities to grow a plant.
Where in Florida, they're making that sucker like crazy down there.
Puerto Rico's falling off, dogs.
I'm saying, right?
They've been saying this for a long time.
How many years? It's so...
They could have been shipping weed to Florida.
We could have paid back our debt.
Oh, yeah. But people want to be short-sighted.
Short-sighted?
Yeah.
There's no sight. There is no sight. There's no sight when your perspective is, let me sit here and wait until the government continues to feed me.
I want my welfare check. That's what it comes down to.
Yo, they used
Even
to say
the
this.
Government says that. I want my welfare.
They used to say this on the radio in the Luis Jimenez show, which they took down too.
They took it off?
Yeah, I don't know why. I have to look it up.
Just abruptly?
Just abruptly, they were gone.
Something went down. It
It
wasn't like, hey, I'm leaving in a few weeks. No, it's like...
Well, originally, El Vacilón de la Mañana was on La Mega. And that was... Something happened. And I never looked that up. And that was a show that you had, you freaking later me?
This is Insider Baseball. People that don't know Spanish radios in New York.
Well, anyway, something happened within the group that split them up. And then, Puerto Ricans and Lion people got to be dramatic. So I think somebody slept with someone. I'm just making this up. I don't know.
You want it to be that juicy.
This is what I want it to be, right? I want it to be like a telenovela thing for me, right? So, anyways, they split up. But the radio station reserved the right to the name of the show. It was theirs. El Vacilón de la Mañana. So they kept it over there and put some whack-ass dudes that sounds like, well, now in this news, and good morning, everybody. That annoying guy, but in Spanish.
Yeah. The classic radio. Yeah.
Which is why radio to me died. Because of those people. So then the other Spanish station, La X, whatever it's called.
96.3.
Ooh. Make checks payable to thebasementny.com. No,
Spanish.
In Spanish. So Luis, who was one of the hosts, because I think it was a group of people, the 2 main guys.
Yeah.
Luis came back with his own show, calling it the Luis Jimenez Show on La X. Now, I don't know what happened. Everything was going great. Poof. The reason why I mentioned that is because he used to riff on every once in a while. They'll be like, "Oh, that's because Puerto Ricans are fools," and he'll make that comment. And everybody's yo, 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 because they're on the air. They don't want to,
Yeah.
They don't want to single the Puerto Ricans out. But facts don't care about your feelings.
Yeah, that's right.
We all know this, right? I don't know whoever came up with that phrase or figured it out. It's genius.
Yeah. So now we gotta come back next week with update. We gotta find out what's going on.
I almost feel like okay. So the reason why I haven't found out is because I like my story.
Oh,
I don't want to ruin my fake
wait, but so
story.
who's there now in the morning?
Not so now La X did the same thing that the Mega did. They just put on some whack ass people.
Oh man.
And now we're gonna just.
Did you change your radio station? You heard it. You're like, wait, what's going on? Is this the right radio station?
Yep, I went back and forth thinking maybe something else happened, and then I ended up back on 1010 for 20 minutes because they give me the world
every 10 minutes. The weather on the ones. All right. So in gaming news.
Ooh.
So the Stadia is officially ready for purchase. And this is an interesting idea where you're able to play video games on your browser, on your Chrome browser. So you don't need an Xbox, a PlayStation, a PC, really. You just need a browser of some sort. Okay? This is going to change the world, guys. So the Stadia Pro offers you the remote, Chromecast. You don't need the Chromecast, but they figured you need a way to get online. So if you don't have a way, here goes your way. Chromecast, the remote. And then for $10 a month, you get up to 4K, 60 frames per second. You can buy games whenever you want. Free games released regularly. You get Destiny 2, and then obviously you get discounts for $10 a month. $10 a month for basically unlimited anywhere gaming.
But you pay what for 3 months?
For the first 3 months, you have to pay $129.
And then after that?
After that, you pay $10 a month.
Ooh, so they get you for that hardware off the back.
Off the back. But you need the remote to play the game.
Remote that probably costs them $5.
You could probably get a regular gaming remote from a store.
Like the one you have in your shop.
Yeah, basically. One of those little
keyboard little remotes, slash. Yeah.
But
I want that. I was going to steal it from you the other day.
But it probably won't work as well as the Stadia one. The Stadia one looks customized like legit. It looks like a mix between Xbox and PlayStation remote.
And you know you're going to want the legit because it works perfectly for it.
But that's for $10 a month. Now,
after the one.
Now that you can have it for free, but it won't go up to 4K. It only goes to 1080, which I'm like, I'll take that. You can buy games wherever you want, but there's no free games monthly. Quote unquote free, because you're not paying for it. You're not paying the $10 a month, so you won't get the free game. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, so
it's only free because you're paying for it.
So there's two options?
Yeah.
Option one, like we got. What was the other one?
The other one's free.
But what?
Free.
What?
You could just. It's free. The quote unquote. Imagine you getting the console for free, but you just gotta buy the games. That's basically what the free version.
Whereas if you go with the subscription version, you're getting a discounted game. You
get all the games at discount, plus you get free games monthly.
And you get charged $10 a month, $129 the first 3 months. Which one would you take?
You know what? You kind of need the hardware, I think. You don't necessarily need it, but I think you don't want to be playing games with some bum remote. You want the legit feel. I mean, then again, you could take an Xbox controller and connect it to your.
And your PC power is irrelevant to Stadia.
Irrelevant. That's why you can play it on Chromecast. You're using their servers, the Google servers, as a game console.
But don't you think that? So then something must be relevant still. What about speed?
Speed is relevant. It has to be over 10 megabits per second, which is not a lot. We tested ours. Ours doesn't reach it, but that's because we're Puerto Rican, right? The welfare doesn't pay that much for beyond $10 a month. But you just need 10 megabits. We're at 9.8 something. We tested it and it said, sorry, your thing is not recommended for it. All right. But you need at least 10 megabits per second, which you could probably do it.
Maybe when the coupones come, everybody's offline because everybody's shopping.
Yo, you could probably get 10 megabits per second by tethering your phone to it. Honestly, it's that low. Oh, man. But,
that's hilarious.
But you get exclusive discounts on games? No. Okay, yeah. So you basically, for free, you can buy games. yourself and play it. Or you can pay the $10 a month. You get the discount, the remote, and all the the goods. I feel like it's almost worth just to pay the $120 and then not do the $10 a month. You know what I'm saying? Do the $120. The $120 comes with Destiny 2 collection. With all the that's another thing too. You know, like games come out with like updates that you need to download.
Yeah,
it's automatic. It's automatic. You don't have to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Which is good for gamers, but not like people that like different versions. Like some people like the older version of certain games. But it looks dope. The remote looks dope. It looks comfortable to hold in your hands. I want to touch it. It looks smooth.
You got a picture of it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll put it up on the. Well, you can put it on the screen right now. Boom! Right there. See it? How smooth it is? How it comes in 2 colors: white, blue. Done. They saw it. Good job, Jose. Thank you.
You just gave me something to do. Yo, that's hilarious, actually. That's actually pretty darn funny.
Yeah, man.
So, okay, veggie burgers. Back to veggie burgers real quick. So, veggie burgers were living in an idyllic little existence. Idyllic little existence. Then they got caught in the war over the future of meat. It's like saying, yo, we were just here. We were just trying to be here.
We've been doing this for years, guys.
We weren't, attacking this idea of replacing. We were just giving another option.
Yeah.
You think that's true?
Veggie burgers?
Veggie burgers, plant-based burgers.
Yeah, they'll give you another option. It's like, again, I'm not a huge fan of veggie burgers. I like
the
I
black
like meat
bean
burgers for sure. I like meat burgers, but the black bean burger I think is really good. But the fake meat, the lab grown meat ones, those are not out yet, right?
Like they're called plant-based burgers, and it's basically burgers that were made,
No, but the fake meat ones, I mean the lab grown meat ones are not out yet, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I can't wait to taste those. That's gonna be weird.
The lab grown?
Yeah, like they grow in a petri dish, the meat. I wonder how they're gonna. It's so disgusting even thinking about it. Are they gonna? Because think about how much they have to make. They can't make one at a time.
Oh no, this is gonna be like stacks.
No, but but they have to grow it, so they're gonna grow in like these huge vats of just one solid chunk of meat, like a silo. That's just a big chunk of meat, and they have to slice it off or grind it. That's disgusting.
How is that disgusting?
It's
and
disgusting.
Chopping up meat, skinning it off the meat.
It's
cow.
That's natural.
Because it's what's been.
Yeah, it's natural.
It's still meat.
But it happens normally. This other stuff doesn't happen normally. You have to make it. That's why it's weird.
It's weird, but it shouldn't be disgusting.
But then also, if you give me a cow, it's like, all right, make a burger. I'm gonna be like, that's disgusting. No, give me a burger. Right?
You're proving my point right now, because you're not even. You're like, okay, that's natural because that's what I was. I'm picturing a kid learning. Oh, look, farms, and the little animal goes inside the little building, and out comes a hamburger.
I'm just imagining
You don't
McDonald's.
see the
Like, let me get a
process.
burger. Yo, imagine you went to McDonald's and in the back they had like a bunch of cows.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And every once in a while you hear freaking a cow screaming in the background and you're like, damn, they're making more burgers. That'd be crazy. They should do that'd be fresh. That meat probably tastes delicious. Right? That'd be so fresh.
The emotional roller coaster. You just put
I know. Because it's
the
like
animal lover,
you just
the non-animal
you just
lover.
want somebody else to do all the work and just give you the burger.
Yeah. Just get okay. What is it? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That's basically what we're doing.
So the other day, okay, and we're gonna do a poll right now on YouTube and wherever else.
That's homework for you,
Yeah.
bitch.
All right, so this is the poll. All right. Oh, so let me tell you the story. The other day, I did the youth service. I had to drop off some shirts, and while I'm there, somebody from church texts me like, "Yo, are you still around?" I was like, "Nah, I'm not around, but what's up?" He's like, "Yo, I want to see if you can grab a bite to eat." I was like, "Yeah, I guess I gotta drive that way to back home anyway." So I was like, "All right." He's like, "Yeah, we could try that new Popeyes chicken burger."
Oh man.
I was like, "Okay, I'm down." So we tried the Popeyes chicken burger. All right. I tried both Chick-fil-A burger, chicken burger, and the Popeyes burger. Okay? But before I give my opinion, and I know you didn't try it, but before I give my opinion, I want to put up the poll right now so you can vote. So vote now before I tell you my opinion, because my opinion is going to ruin your thing. So if you're watching on YouTube...
You think that your opinion... You think people care about your opinion?
No, I just
you think that what you're about to say is going to change someone?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. I think people are... once anybody gives an opinion, it automatically is like, oh, yeah, really?
And it's just... It's like you planted
psychological,
a seed.
yeah.
And they go in and
that's why I don't want to say it.
Confirmation.
Yeah, basically.
Because it's planted.
They're like, oh, yeah, it was good. He did say it was good. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
So what do you guys think?
So they're going to vote now, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. We're going to put the poll somewhere else. I wonder if you can put it on a website. I never tried. Maybe. Twitter, something. We'll put it somewhere. Find it. Pause it. Find it. Welcome back. All right. So.
It's not that difficult. But go ahead.
I tried the Popeyes burger.
Popeyes.
The Popeyes chicken.
Spicy.
Spicy. Yeah. And you know what's funny? When I go to Chick-fil-A, I only get the spicy one. So it's a good comparison. I'm comparing.
You're well familiar with the Chick-fil-A version.
I'm comparing apples to apples right now. Right?
Go ahead.
First of all,
it already sounds like Chick-fil-A one.
First of all, they're both delicious. I'll tell you that. Okay, they're both delicious.
Okay. And I think you're biased because you're Christian, but go ahead.
It's a difficult choice. It's super close. Okay. First, let me tell you this. The Popeyes burger is put together. It looks like it's put together by people that just learned how to make burgers. So it's very sloppy. Okay.
It's like here, if you figure it out.
Yeah, basically. They're like, I think it's bread, meat, sauce, cheese.
Maybe a cheese, sauce, cheese, meat.
So, but when you go to Chick-fil-A, it's literally presented to you like a picture. Like the picture you see when you order. You know, when you go to McDonald's, like, oh, let me get a Big Mac.
So
that looks good.
Presentation, Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A, 100% presentation. The Popeyes burger, the way they fry it, the crisp of it is delicious. Okay? They're better than Chick-fil-A with that crisp. Okay?
So crunch,
delicious.
Popeyes,
yeah. The meat, Popeyes got a deliciously soft, watery meat. But they bought the meat in Western beef. Okay? Popeyes bought their chicken from Purdue. So the meat is just higher quality.
Popeyes brought their meat from Purdue.
No, they bought their beef from
Western beef.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
From the discount section. So.
Oh, where everything's in one bag?
It's just like, one bag, just solid.
We didn't have time. We just found these straps.
So the meat of it, Chick-fil-A is better. The bun, I think Chick-fil-A has a better bun. A flavor bun.
You already see it. You
right?
already see where this is going.
It's
because he's a Christian. He has
the spice, though, the Popeyes chicken wasn't spicy enough to call it a spicy chicken. It was definitely something there.
It would have done nothing.
People that don't eat spicy food will be like, this is spicy.
Right.
But I eat spicy food, and I'm just like, this is all right.
You know how I eat spicy food, so it would have been like, this
is just a chicken sandwich. You know? This is just a chicken sandwich.
Because that's how I always felt about anything fast food spicy.
Which is weird because Louisiana adds the Popeyes from Louisiana, they add a lot of spice to their food. So it's weird. But the Chick-fil-A sandwich, it looks like they hired somebody that was like, oh yeah, I love spicy food. They're like, okay, can you make a sandwich for us then?
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
This gotta
so
be
Chick-fil-A sandwich got that.
Chemistry. So
okay.
We could look out the line
and somebody said it best.
Maybe figure it out.
Somebody said it best. A comedian. I think it was a Christian comedian even. He said, I'm going to botch this, but I'm going to try anyway. He said, Chick-fil-A tastes like it was made by a white woman named Susan that was raised around black people, but she really cares about your cholesterol. Popeye's chicken tastes like it was made by an old black woman that has 12 grandchildren, and they call her Medea, and she don't give a damn about your cholesterol. Right?
Actually, this is healthy for you. In
yeah.
her opinion.
Yeah, for her opinion, the way she fries that, this is healthy for you.
You look frail, eat 40 of these.
Now, I do want to say something that now I'm going to say what my favorite one is so far. Right
All
now.
right. Chick-fil-A
to me is better, but by a hair, not by much, by literally just like if I had to choose, like I have to choose Chick-fil-A. But honestly, I could choose either one.
Yeah, but even in your analogy, you were describing a lot of different areas of service or experience that you were giving to Chick-fil-A. Then the last question is, what about level of service?
There's no doubt about it. Chick-fil-A got the best service. Chick-fil-A is like, you have McDonald's and then you have Taco Bell, right? That's like one level of fast food.
I feel like, you remember was it Captain Earth? Captain Planet, where there were like 5 of them, and when they came together, it made the character.
Yeah.
I feel like that's Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Like the whole crew got together, and the person you get to talk to, they came together, made the power, and that's the clerk.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, hey, Captain Planet.
So McDonald's and
Jesus.
And Taco Bell are a level of fast food, a low level of fast food.
McDonald's.
But then how would you compare Taco Bell to Chipotle? Right? Chipotle is like a higher quality of service. It's cleaner environment. It's just better. Different. It's a different experience than going to Taco Bell.
You think that they both want you out though. I feel like they both like, get out. Here's your stuff. Get out.
Yeah.
Right?
But
Chipotle is like, everybody get online real quick. Everybody out together.
Yeah. So now I will compare Chick-fil-A to that analogy. They are on a level of like Chipotle. They're fast food still, but they're just a higher quality and better. All right. I'm going to tell you how Popeyes compares. Okay. There used to be a Burger King on 86th Street and 5th Avenue. Right. Popeyes.
Still there.
Yeah. Popeyes rents a space out from that Burger King. They don't even hold the whole restaurant. They rent out a space from Burger King. Right? So,
see, I don't know if that's how the story went. I'm going to explain to you why. Because I was, God knows where. And I'm driving because that's pretty much what I do. Most of my life would be spent already behind the wheel, right? So I'm driving to a gas station. You know how the gas stations have like Bela or what, their own little third-party vendor store, whatever. So they have that, whatever it's called, Bola. I think it's called Bolas.
That's the weirdest one out of all the gas stations to mention. The weirdest one. All right.
That's horrible after last episode. All right, so
all right.
Bolas. And next to Bolas, in literally the whole experience, the whole sign, gas station, okay, the regular little store, and then it had one little sign, Burger King.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
feel
talking
like,
about the one on Bay Street?
Is it Bay Street?
Right by the freaking projects with the welfare office?
Yeah, I think
right over the corner of the welfare office? Literally. I'm not making that up. It's not a joke. It's really where it's at.
We are offending all our audience if they were to listen. Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, yo, then it's Burger King. Burger King is trying to get into any little crevice it could afford.
Yeah.
It's
well,
not
they're losing the wars right now. McDonald's got a McDonald's in every country.
Oh man, I don't think they're losing the war as bad as White Castle. I think White Castle was
going down,
decipated.
Yeah, hopefully that burger takes them up a little bit because I'm really hoping for it.
What, White Castle?
Yeah, what is it? The Impossible Burger.
The Impossible Burger.
I really hope that takes them because I miss White Castle.
I gotta tell you, bro, the White Castle where I pick up my son. Oh my gosh,
it's good.
Man, good.
I know, man.
Everything is so.
And you know what's funny? Growing up, we knew it. Everybody knew it. It wasn't a secret. White Castle Burger is gonna give you diarrhea. 100%.
But it was worth.
We all knew it. We call them murder burgers. Remember? We all knew it, but we all ate. We all bought a 20 case and just dogged them.
All right, hold on a second. Do you? So the last time I had White Castle, I was going to pick up my son, but this was deeper in Long Island, and I'm ordering the food, and I could tell by the accent of the lady the drive-thru lady that she was Dominican, and I was like, so I started talking to her in Spanish. I was like, yo, do me a favor real quick, yo, cook it really good for me, make it well done. She in Spanish, she's like, I got you. She comes back, and I'm saying to myself, there's gonna be extra love in that burger.
She's paying extra attention to it.
And they all did, and they were all like, and I'm blasting the Spanish music. I'm like, there's gonna be so much love in that burger. It was so damn good. But do I think it's good enough to hold them down? I don't know. But what's their logo? What's White Castle's logo? Look it up.
It's a castle, bro. It's a castle. White Castle. They don't have a freaking king. Burger King got that. They just have a castle.
But Burger King has its phrase. What's its phrase?
White Castle?
Yeah.
Man, it's probably something to do with evacuate your system or something like that.
Evacuate your system. It should be, right? What is it?
White Castle.
Phrase.
What is it? Phrase.
I think it's something. I think it actually.
Oh, what you crave is I think it is. Let's find out.
No.
Because I remember listening to the commercial. What you crave.
I think it's bold.
Is it bold? Catchphrase. Is it catchphrase?
You don't know what to look for?
I don't know what it's called.
What do you mean?
White Castle, the slogan, buy 'em by the stack. That used to be one.
They probably had a few. But I feel
Because
like...
we used to buy them by the stack. That's how we had diarrhea.
Remember the case? They still make the case. Oh my gosh. You remember ever getting those cases? The whole case?
Yo, and this is why I mourn the White Castle leaving for Hamilton. Because those cases are not expensive. Nowadays, if let's say you have 10 kids, right? Like a youth night.
Those cases are not cheap.
No, they're not. But they're better than going to McDonald's or something.
Yeah, because you
know
get a whole word.
So back in the day, we used to get two cases to bring to youth night.
That's their new thing.
Oh, that's a new bold move, I guess.
Bold if you're willing to have diarrhea.
Yeah.
Right?
I
think it's fitting. I think
and
the
that
whole
White Castle
name is pretty fitting.
That White Castle on Fort Hamilton has some crazy history. Somebody died there. Somebody got shot. They closed it down because they found a water bug in the burger one time. Yeah.
Oh, I'm done. Why would you say that to me of all people?
So that White Castle has a lot of history. And we still went. We didn't care. We still went.
That's true. You know what I mean? It was like 3 a.m. You're like, we gotta go to White Castle.
Yeah.
We just gotta go. How much you got? 5? What you got?
5 what?
Dollars? You got 5?
Yeah, that's all you needed. Less than that even, yo. And then they would hire the most immigrant people there. So it was like the sloppiest burgers you ever got in your life. Oh, it was so good, yo. It was still so good.
Oh, snap.
Party going on outside, guys.
Basically, I think that's probably actually upstairs. They woke up.
On Bible study book.
That's how Spanish people wake up. What kind of music is that? I can't even tell.
It's reggae. I know the music, son.
I just couldn't hear. So that's your morning wake up there in the background.
How long have you been recording for?
I don't even know.
So I'm looking forward to the Stadia, 100%. I think I might actually get it, yo.
Yeah? When does it come out? Or already came out?
But I don't really play games that much anymore. That's the thing about getting old. It sucks. You can play on your phone?
Of course you can.
I'm gonna get it.
That's it. You got him. Ladies and gentlemen.
Got him! We in there. I'm in there. Let's go.
But it's already out?
I don't know when it's coming out. Let me see. It's pre-order right now. So no, it's not out yet. But damn, this thing looks when I saw the commercials for it, I thought it was fake.
When does it come out? You're such a Why would you give me more editing work?
Yo, so she's gonna edit it out. So
she, my legs look that girly.
You guys are not gonna see this, but He recorded this whole episode with no pants on.
Yo,
he
it's
gotta-
6. This dude calls me, texts me at 5:25 in the morning. He's like, "You better be awake." I'm like, "What?" Oh.
Yo, that's so funny.
Damn, son.
So he's gonna edit out the video of that, but yeah, he walked around in his underwears and I got him.
Yeah. Wonderful. All right. So, when is it coming out, bro?
Let me see. Hey Siri. Does she hear me? Oh, she heard me. When does the Stadia come out? She's not gonna even know what Stadia means.
Google Stadia was published in 2019.
She doesn't even know what I'm asking her. She's like, "You said Stadia? Okay, I'll give you that information, whatever that is."
What? Let me see. Hold on.
Let's see. I'm just gonna click pre-order. Let's just order it. Let me get your credit card information. I gotta order it, bro.
That's this one here.
No. Wait, hold on. Pre-order. No, I don't need it. I just want to see if it shows. Oh, you get to order the controller. Wasabi? That's dope. Look at the colors. There's white, a black one, and a wasabi, which is like a
Green?
like a light green, yeah.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a baby green light. And then they say for the pre-order, they have a special blue edition that's only for the pre-order people.
When is it coming out?
I'm trying to figure it
There's
out.
a keyboard here. You could type. The suspense is.
Why do you type it in? You know how to spell it?
First, I can't see the screen. We haven't fully.
When does the Stadia come out? Somebody look this up because it's there. November. Wow, November.
Damn, that's right.
November in 14 countries, including the U.S., Canada, and the UK.
Which version would you do? You're gonna get this the.
I'll probably do the beginning. The beginning of it. I'll probably do it. I don't know yet, yo. The thing is, I don't have the time to play. That's the thing.
You're investing something that you're not gonna
I'm not gonna be
invest
able
time.
to play with. Yeah. If I get it, it's gonna be my kids. It's not gonna be for me.
So then
It'd be nice to have it. In
So
the
in
living
that thought, then it's not a bad purchase because at least you know you. That's how I feel about the Oculus. I don't play it.
Yeah.
Right? My son does. He plays the crap out of it. He played it so much last time that he was living with me. He didn't even play it this weekend.
Yo, I gotta say this. I don't know how true this is. My wife just sent me this. Shop. What does it say? Shop. She reads truth. She reads truth. It's a warehouse sale for Christian books. It's a deep sale. It's like it's more than 50% some books. So if you guys want to buy books, they're not paying us. This is not part of a thing. My wife just sent me this as a link. But there's mad books for. It's $24 and that was $5. This is for a lot of stuff. There's like a huge sale going on. SheReadsTruth.com. Shop SheReadsTruth.com. Okay. I wonder if there's a He Reads Truth or if it's just a woman one. She's probably looking at the woman one to show up, but check it out. Look around there. You'll see something.
Okay.
I'm definitely checking that out.
Yo,
I buy some books for the kids.
So there's this series called Mindhunter.
Oh, I heard about it. Yes. Did you see the first season?
Yes.
Is it different killers every episode? Or is it one killer the whole season?
No. It's
That doesn't answer the question at all. I actually... No is not an answer. I actually... Is it one, either or? Not a yes or no. All right.
Let's go back. Ask the question again.
okay.
Let's ask the question again.
The Mindhunter. Does it
Mindhunter.
talk about one killer every episode, or is it a whole season on one person?
Is it one person per episode, or is it one person for the whole entire thing?
Yeah. No? Are you going to say no?
I was gonna say no.
Okay, go ahead. Maybe I don't understand the show. Maybe you can explain it to us.
Okay, so the show goes over. Now I don't know if this is based on a true story or not. I'm assuming nay, but the show goes over how the FBI developed this tactic of going after serial killers. Not just regular, somebody killed somebody for the first time. It was, serial killers. So this task is given to this department at a time where, you know, it was like a sissy department. What do? You studying people? You little queer? Yeah, those in that era, right? In the 60s, 70s. So at Quantico, this one guy who's leading this thing about getting into the minds of these serial killers. So in the series, you have him interviewing serial killers who are locked up.
This is a true story. I know the story.
And then they use that to find current serial killers that are in the loose.
Yeah.
And so when you ask me, is it about one person? It sort of starts off with one serial killer.
Which serial killer?
Kepler.
Kepler, the guy that made the telescopes?
I don't know, bro. I think it's Kepler.
What is the Unabomber?
Yo, I don't know what this guy
He
did.
live in a shack in the woods.
Bro, watch the show.
Okay.
So to answer your question, it starts off with them interviewing with him, but then they go and they interview other people. They just did Manson.
Manson.
They just did Manson, and there's actually a meme on Reddit where they compare the 60-minute clip of Manson, 60 minutes the show.
Yeah.
They played that clip of the actual, and then what Netflix used to mimic.
Good.
You gotta watch it. I don't know what to tell you.
You gotta watch it. Then that's what
I don't know what to tell you. So basically, they cover more than one serial killer, but they're actively using that to get people who are currently out there doing these.
So this
murders.
is a segment of the show where we talk about TV shows and movies. So, so you saw The Boys, right? Because we haven't even talked about.
We haven't even.
On the show. You did see it, right? Yeah, you saw
I saw it like in one day.
You did? It was a damn good show. I was really blown away. From the trailers, I thought it was going to be a good show, but I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. Like, it took me on turns I didn't expect.
I actually thought the trailer sucked.
Really?
I was like,
When I saw the trailer, I was like,
could see how you would be into it because you're an evil, dark person in your soul, in that kind of way.
So when the guy ran through the girl,
I was like, that was, oh my gosh.
Spoiler. When I saw that, I was like, that's not a trailer. When I saw the trailer, I was like, this is good.
That is in the trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I didn't see that trailer.
Good. But then when you realize, I don't want to give away too much, so spoiler alert ahead of time. I don't want to give it away. I just don't want to give it away. I feel like people need to watch it. It's on Amazon Prime.
You don't want to ruin it for people you don't know?
Yeah.
Because even the people that we do know aren't listening to this.
It's not about the people. It's about how good the show is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
It's a good show. It's a really good show.
I would say that I showed that particular scene to my nephew. He's like 14. And I was like, listen, do not watch this show. And I text his mom. Ask your mom first. He's a good kid, so he'll actually, let her know. I was like, have your mom watch it first, and then let her decide if you can watch it, because
she's gonna be like, this is the good show, but you can't watch it. Because that's what I feel about it.
If there was a way to eliminate all those scenes, I mean, it's not too many too.
No,
when you think about it,
and they don't show anything. They do show a couple sexual things, but like not overtly, not like in your face. Like
not
you
like
don't see anything.
Not like the sixth sense, eighth sense, whatever.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The series
Sense8?
That one.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see that?
No.
Yes, you did.
I saw the first maybe episode, and I was like, eh.
Yeah, you. That was a blessing for you.
Why it was whack?
It went overboard with the sexual.
It's
thing.
funny because yesterday we were talking. Yesterday or the day before? The day before. Yeah, the day before yesterday we had like a meeting, and they were talking about the 100, the show. Remember that show?
Really?
With Lincoln.
Shut up, bitch.
So
you saw how happy he got? I'm gonna zoom into your face when you said the name Lincoln. How happy he got.
So that show, apparently, when I stopped watching it when they first landed. They found the colony on the ground, whatever.
Yo, such a great story to start with. Yeah. Yo.
But then I heard that it fell off after that.
Oh, it got like.
Yo, you know what's another show? Speaking of Lincoln, another show that I wanted to finish watching, but I never got to finish watching. American Gods. Have you seen it?
I stopped with you.
I want to finish watching it. It's just one of those shows. I was like, it wasn't good enough to hold me, but it's definitely a good show. It looked
Yeah.
like.
That's like something to throw on when you're like,
Yeah.
you need a little sci-fi because it's lacking in your life. I think that's what that is.
Yeah, it's not really sci-fi. It's fi.
Oh, we got very.
It's fi. It's not sci. It's just fi. It's all right.
I don't think you've seen enough of the show.
Sci-fi is science and fantasy, right?
So
or
you're
is it
saying
just science fiction?
Science fiction.
Not fantasy.
You want it to be a fantasy
It is.
with Lincoln.
I don't like fantasy. I never did. Like Lord of the Rings type stuff.
How could you say that and like Game of Thrones?
Because
Because they had a dragon.
I like political stuff. So I feel like Game of Thrones had a lot of that. Had a lot of politics. Like novella politics. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like this team versus this team and trying to figure out the dynamic of how we're going to go to war. And do this. I think that's why I like The Handmaid's Tale. Because it kind of has undertones
I
like
caught
that.
up, bitch.
Yeah, you're up to date?
I'm up to date.
It's a good show, yo.
So I realized that you are a novella lover because that's what that show is.
That show's a straight up novella.
Straight up novella. You got caught.
I got caught.
You got caught.
Damn it, I got caught.
You got caught with this whole thing that it was going to be about humans aren't able to procreate and the politics behind and the fact you got caught because it was you were introduced to it into a time where this whole abortion thing when New York City, made it up to term, the abortion. So you got in. It was that perfect timing. You got caught with that political, like that whole. Okay, you got caught with that, and then you got caught with the whole sci-fi idea of, what's going on genetically, that all humans and plants are having trouble reproducing. Only to find out that really the story is about just like this girl trying to get back.
It's a sci-fi world with a novella in it. It's about the novella in the world of sci-fi.
Yeah, but it doesn't even address the world.
No,
it just
doesn't.
addressed.
And every day I watch, I'm like, oh, they're gonna talk about it, the war that's going on in California or something. Nothing, man. They just say it.
You think
there was a point where they were digging dirt? They sent them to the freaking field or whatever to dig dirt.
all to die?
And I'm like, oh, that's radiation. There was a nuclear explosion. There must be some nuclear war. Like they're digging out the radioactive dirt so it can be normal. And I'm like, it's gonna get to it. They're gonna talk about it. Nothing.
First of all, they wouldn't be digging up radiation. They would be covering it up.
I don't know. I don't know the science behind it. All I know is what they were doing. They were digging it up.
You see, that's how they got him. That's how they got him for the show. But the show's strictly about this woman.
It's about this woman
trying to get the kids, and
it's the character development from the beginning to now is stark. Like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? She was scared in the beginning, right? She was very like meek. Like I guess they beat it out of her, but now she's at a point where she don't give up. She's just going at it.
Oh, she definitely went at it.
Yeah.
I mean, were you cheering?
I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I was jumping up with my feet in the air like a cheerleader.
Wait, at what point?
Yeah, I don't even remember. What was I? When was I? I was watching when I was working now. I always watch when I work.
Well, for me, one of the parts where he's driving. They're both driving. Mr. Waterford, you are now in.
Yeah. When that happened, I was like, yo, that's crazy. He let her drive. And then the other part, you're up to date, right? Spoiler alert.
Super duper spoiler. So when he
Please.
said that, the joy in my heart, and then his reaction was so good. Like, come on, get out of here. Get in the car. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
Trying to play it off.
Like, we could come
They're
on.
gonna
Let's get in.
let's get out of here. Get out. Because you might be able to get away with that.
He definitely tried.
And then when the wife stabbed him in the back, I was like, oh.
When did you realize it?
When she stabbed him in the back?
Yeah.
When she came to the room, they hugged or whatever?
No, nigga.
She said it to him.
I know. Oh, you're talking about when she told him.
Yeah.
But you knew way before that it was her, right?
No.
What?
No. Because
They didn't get me.
The drive out there was his idea. He was like, oh, we'll just do it ourselves. So I'm like, all right, whatever.
No, it was totally her idea when she said, I got a guy, I gave him the phone. Do you trust him?
Right.
Whoa, where were you, bro?
I was working, nigga.
That's the novela got you.
The novela got
They got you. And at that part, I was like, she's going to tell him. She's going to tell him. She has to tell him.
But now she's arrested. She screwed us up.
He totally flipped the script on that one. And it's funny because you could tell the guy, the ambassador that was, sort of playing in between them, you could tell that he was feeling her. Because he changed the missus before he found out that she abated in rape. He addresses as Miss. And before the husband, Waterford, tells the ambassador that she abated in a rape, he says, it's Mrs. So when he goes to arrest Mrs. Waterford, he says Mrs.
You know another thing that reveals too, that he knew about that secret situation, because that was supposed to be a secret. Remember, she secretly took the girl and brought her to the room with the guy. It was supposed to be a secret amongst them three. Like Mr. Waterford was not supposed to find out, but it shows that he knew the whole time. We kind of knew he knew, but
Yeah, you kind of knew he knew.
Still.
Look at us sounding like little.
This is Woman's Corner of the basement.
This is why women don't listen to us.
This is the ladies. But yeah, it's a good show. If you haven't seen it yet, give it a watch.
It's definitely a good show. Another show that is of topic. 13 Reasons Why came back with another season.
I never watched any of those shows.
No?
Never watched it.
Well, we did a whole series on it that you never watched and tried to play like you did on that episode with Eddie.
I wasn't on that episode.
No?
No, it was between you and Eddie. I didn't watch it. I wouldn't be on it.
I thought you did.
No.
You sure?
Yeah, probably.
I don't think you're sure. I might. Oh, we did the. No, that was with David. Jesus Christ. Wow. If it's getting bad now to remember, we only have 50 episodes up. Imagine if we keep doing this. Did you see it Better Than Us?
Better Than Us, the robot one?
Yeah.
I didn't see it yet. I'm in
You
the
saw the
middle.
preview?
I saw the preview, but I'm in the middle of the first episode. I had to stop watching because I had to go wash dishes.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I think I'm like in the. I'm like 1/3 or a quarter in.
To the first episode or the season?
Episode 1, I'm only 16 minutes into the 15 minute.
That's around there.
Look at us. It's almost like we're together, but we're not together.
Yeah,
what do you think so far? That's interesting. What do you think
It's
so far?
always hard for me to watch the movies, the shows that are not English speaking. Because
I'm so beyond that. I didn't even notice.
yeah, to me, the voice actors don't ever act the right way. It's almost like they're like, just read the script. Don't worry about what the guy's face is making.
Or what they're feeling. Like
Yeah,
he's in agony pain. You know?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
ouch.
that always throws me off. But this one looks like they did a good job with it so far. And I think I'm going to commit to it because I want to learn the world. You know what I'm saying? The world building aspect of it.
What?
The world building of the show. Like, I want to learn it. I want to learn what the world is. So that's why I'm like, I'm going to kind of commit to watching it. It's like, I kind of want to learn what this world is about.
Their world, the story.
Yeah.
Because you say world, I'm like, what world are you talking
The
about?
world's in the show, nigga. World building. Every show has it. Like, I want to learn what their world is about. You know what I'm saying? I want to learn when it is. Who is this guy that wants to fly a kite now? What's up with this child support issue?
That's where I left off.
Oh, yeah?
He was like, I didn't come here to argue with you. I came to.
That's exactly where I left off too, I think.
Oh my God, we're meant to be. Look at this, guys.
So I think I might watch an episode today if I have the time. But
Wait, you're going to the shop after this?
I am. Not after this, no. After this, I got to go home. My wife is going to register my 3-year-old for school. And then when she comes back, then I can go to the shop.
My dude was catching a fit yesterday at service.
Yeah,
He was not having it. He was like, not
He was
today.
like, I'm not supposed to be here.
We should have been home.
I'm supposed to be in the classroom with the other kids. What's going on here?
Why am I being subject to this whole situation? And it's funny because, I'll make a face at him. So he'll like laugh and then he'll remember I'm not supposed to like this place. So, because it's so funny watching him.
But this, you know what's funny? The fact, it's not really funny. It's kind of sad, actually.
But that's happiness for him.
The nursery of the church
What's up with that?
didn't have volunteers, so they had to cancel it. So the parents had to bring kids into the service, which is difficult because kids are running around. You got to step out the room, blah, blah, blah. So if anybody goes to, well, I don't care what church you go to, okay? Volunteer. Help every once in a while.
Get
please.
those babies out of there.
Yeah.
It was a huge distraction. Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. And it's one of those things where, like, they're kids. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. What do you expect? Yeah.
that they're kids. This is what they do. I don't know what's going on with that, but you know, when I picked up my son, I was like, actually before I even picked him up, I was looking at your son. I'm like, Damien is sitting there. Damien should be sitting there. He's old enough. He needs to start.
How old is his son now?
He's gonna be 12 in November.
We end at 13.
12. At
We
13.
do up to 12. We end at 13. So if once you turn 13, you go to the service.
So that's when.
And then you join youth. Holla.
Right. So then I'm thinking to myself, he's so big, and he texted me, I'm bored, and I'm saying to myself,
Because we were with the kids.
yeah, you mixed them all together.
Yeah, we just went outside. Like, I go play.
So if that's the case, then I'm gonna keep him going. But I already like had the conversation with him. Where it's like there's gonna be a solid 6, 7, 8 months where you're sitting in service and you're getting used to what it is gonna be.
He could sit in. If he could sit down and pay attention. This is my thing is always. This is why I asked Damien, what did they talk about today? If he could tell me that, then I'm confident leave him over there.
So I think that it's something that, first of all, your son was on the iPad the whole time, the whole entire time. But he played it off pretty well. So
He's like, I'm Googling.
props to the kid. No, I don't even know what he was doing, but I just saw the iPad for a second and then I didn't see it again. So he was
trying to hide it.
He was hiding it pretty well.
He's like, I gotta lower the light level so
He
they don't
was
see me.
definitely with it. But I'm thinking to myself, that's why it's like a solid 6 months where I'm sitting with you and we're doing this together. Lead by example, right? Show him this is what you do. You sit here and you listen to what they're saying. You try to absorb it and make sense of it. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna start doing that maybe in the next 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. You could if he could pay attention, go for it.
So back to the TV stuff. That's pretty much all I have as far as
Volunteer in your local church. If you have kids in a program, volunteer for that program. If all the parents that we had that brought kids would volunteer, they would only do we would be fully staffed, and they will only have to work once a year.
if they had enough, yeah.
Because we have more than 52 parents. There's only 52 weeks a year. So that means everybody will only work once a year. Because you'd have, obviously, your leader that will teach the class. You just need people there to watch the kids, make sure if they got to use the bathroom and get some water. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Everybody settle down. We got to collect this. Like, we just need an extra pair of hands.
What if you have 2 or more kids, you have to volunteer one weekend?
Well, I don't know what we're going to do. We got to figure it out. But
I mean,
I'm definitely going to try to get the youth in there.
Now the youth go to service, right? And then they do their meeting afterwards.
Yeah, I'm gonna start giving them jobs soon, so they can do stuff
Like,
help with the kids, the babies, help with the babies. Yeah, just gotta figure it out. I don't know if it's just volunteering or maybe even teaching.
yeah, that's how you do it. Put them to work, start training them.
That's how we learn.
8 word.
Throw us in there
Just
to the wolves.
that's how it's supposed to go.
I'll never forget. One day I text Danny, the youth pastor of the old church. I was the assistant youth pastor, and he was like, I was like, where you at? It's getting late. He's like, I'm not coming in. You're doing the service. I was like, what? Before that point, I've never did a service. I had no idea what I was going to say. I have no idea what I was going to do. He was just like, I told you to get ready to do a service. Like, be ready all the time. You know,
Yeah.
at all seasons, be ready. I was like, oh, no. So, thrown it to the wolves. That's how you got to do it.
What else is going on?
If you switch to progressive, you save $6.99
Why are
a
you?
year.
I'm trying to hide this bottle because they're not paying us for all that. And you're over here.
Geico's actually the best.
Are you in good hands?
I'm in Allstate. I am in Allstate. All right.
Yo, we're part of. Go ahead, you tell them.
Part of Inconsistent Media. Yeah, right now we're building a media conglomerate, trying to get other podcasters, YouTubers, people that just want to put out content. You know, we're gonna put out our content. Obviously, that's gonna be the start of it. But we're definitely looking for people that want to do stuff. If you want to do stuff, email us at inconsistentmedia@gmail.com. If you guys want to start a podcast, you guys want to start a YouTube channel, if you just want to blog, whatever. Anything. We're just looking for media personnel that have a passion for putting out content, and we're gonna give you the ability to do that.
Also, if you're starting your own thing, I've seen a lot of, and I think that something you and I will start working on is reaching out to other podcasters and people just going on live. I also want to do a live episode, and just trying to figure that out. It would be dope. Like, think about this. It would be dope that this could turn into, if we were able to keep a schedule that's constant, that we would record in the morning.
I just thought about something that just blew my mind. Finish what you're saying, and I got an idea, but I'm gonna announce live on air.
You're gonna announce. What I'm thinking is that if we could go in the morning and we could go live on both YouTube and Facebook with these guys, and allow them, like I said before, allow them to call in. Just be like a morning presence. Go ahead.
I like that idea.
Be a morning presence.
I don't even know.
Imagine getting up in the morning. It's like, oh, the basement is live. Hola.
All right. We talked about going to
Conventions
and conferences to do stuff, right?
Oui.
While we're there, we're going to set up a little table to interview people that go to the conference. Ready for this? I want the camera to look at the camera when I say this.
All right. I'm not even looking at you.
All
He's
right,
over there.
Don't look at me. All right.
All right.
You know how they have some cars don't have Bluetooth. They don't have the little plug to plug in your headphones. So you got to buy this little box that you plug into your phone or whatever that will emit a signal that you have to change to the radio station to hear it. What if in the convention we say turn to the station to hear live?
In the convention?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yes.
Yeah. That's dope, right?
That is dope.
Turn to this radio station and hear the show live.
Speaking of which, I showed you that list of conventions. What's up with the 29th? That sneaker one.
We could do that, but I don't think that's our forte for
The show?
audio. Yeah, because we'll be lost. They'll start talking about Jordan's 1944 I'm like,
And numbers and
I have
stuff.
no
and
idea what
names
you're saying.
and
I'm blank. They're like, just
just
done.
Google.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I'm like, wait, let me look this up. Well, you said with Jordan what? Retro what?
Slow down, sir.
So
Just type it in here.
I don't think for us that'll be good. We might have to go to like something we know a little bit more of.
But we could still. I'll be still like, yo, how much money do you think you've spent in your life on sneakers? And how much is too much? You know, I could still come up with dumbass questions.
How many people are you gonna ask the same question to? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe it's just a small clip.
Like if we went to like a Star Trek convention, we could hold a different conversation, like 50 people.
No, naturally, but I mean, for you to sell your apparel stuff.
Yeah, but I could do that, but not for the convention.
I think we
for
should
like the
just
show.
Yeah, but definitely that idea of getting a transceiver.
That's such a crazy idea. I love the idea. I don't know how strong the signal would be though. How far away can I get from the transceiver? Do we have to boost it? Anyway, this is stuff we could talk about.
Yeah. Sorry. So the inconsistent media thing. If you, there are so many people going live and people turning their basement into. I actually live in a basement, but they're turning their basements into their own little podcast, YouTube kind of thing. And if you guys want to partner up, hit us up. Either email inconsistentmedia@gmail.com or thebasementny. Or visit the website.com and hit us up so we could partner up and, just have the conversation. I think a lot of people are wanting to have the conversation. I think that's what's going to have a vast impact in this new election. because I think people are going to be more conscious of what's being put out there, and people are going to be sharing more.
And I think if you heard the episodes, you kind of know the way we think. So if you think differently,
hit us up.
It's definitely best that you come. We don't want the same mentality over and over again. If you guys think, like, it'll be dope to have 2 podcasts on one feed, right? That
With
both think totally different. So that
two
way if
different
somebody tunes
perspectives.
in, they have both perspectives on one podcast.
On one podcast.
And we're not arguing with each other. You have your podcast, I have my podcast, and then that person has the one feed where they can listen to both.
Yo, and once in a while we you know, we'll pick out a topic and have a conversation, even if it's not to sway the other side. It's just to, you know, come up. It's just to demonstrate another point of view, and we could just leave it at that. Like, we're not gonna agree. We go to the table like we're not gonna agree.
Yeah. It's cool.
But let's just talk about the issues, and you know, and then go from there. Let the people decide.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, there's a boxing ring in the backyard we can fight at. So there's that always.
Are you gonna fight for me? I'm not fighting.
All right.
With the 2 girls when I had the perspective episode with these 2 friends of mine, they were saying how, you know, oh, you know, we made it through the front shady entrance, but it's because you were here to protect us. I was like, actually, I felt safer when you guys got here to protect me with my little girly arms. Yo, I definitely want to have having a female guest is just totally different. Totally different. I feel like it's another dimension, kind of. Because I was like, what is this gonna be like? Gosh, it was mostly embarrassing. Because they know me personally, so it was mostly embarrassing. So I'm thinking hopefully that's not what happens moving forward.
Don't be embarrassed.
Don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed. So thebasementny.com, inconsistent media. It'll just start slowly popping up shortly. Where you going after this? The shop, right? You going right to the shop?
Nah, I gotta go home first. Then I'm going to shop. It's gonna be a late night tonight. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's all you got. Next time.
All right. Peace.
I've always wanted to kiss them goodbye, but Joe Rogan does that.
No, I think it's the same thing.
I think it's so sexy. Just like a sexy, like, that's how much we love you. But we can't do it because I feel like we're plagiarizing.